Hello, welcome back, YouTube. There's another update on the Genshin Impact Chinese tournament. This time it will be number 15. And as always, just as a very quick, important reminder to please check out and support the original creator, Yoshi Taibi on Bilibili. He put in a lot of effort for this video. I'm simply like kind of doing some translation since I do understand Chinese. So I really appreciate if you guys can just check out the original videos so that they can get like a view count and share the original video with your friends. Anyway, with that being said, this time coming in, this will be the Sumeru patch. So it has been a while since they last did this tournament. Unfortunately, due to production just being really high cost, but they were able to finally find time to do it, and this will be the Sumeru patch. And just to explain, in case this is your first time, essentially what they're going to be doing is they're going to be going through the Spiral Abyss, but the character selection will be through a pick and draft process. And in addition that their account as well as their constellations weapon are very limited, to make sure that they're just not one-shotting the Abyss in a werewolf format, but rather there is an actual competition and always has been really fun to watch. For example, one of the rules is that within your 8 characters, you can only use 14 level 20 artifacts, although the other characters can use +0 artifact, so we can still get set bonuses, and this make certain artifacts that only really care about set bonuses, like Noblest, really strong. 5-star characters are limited to only C2, and 4-star characters are all available, so they can be used at C6. With the exception of certain characters, which including Travelers, as Traveler can are an exception since they're kind of the main character of the game, so they can really bring a refined 5-star weapon in addition to any artifact. In addition to that, it looked like they added a new rule, and that is no crit fishing. So for burst character like Chayo or Eula, they're not allowed to bring. They're limited on crit rate because they're crit fish characters. Other than that, you are also allowed to use 1 5-star weapon within your team, and so this is the old 3.1 Abyss, since it does take a while to update. So in the Genshin Impact Spiral Abyss right now, in game, they already changed it. Unfortunately, this video was created before the Abyss changes during the Technology patch, so the Abyss is still the old one. But nevertheless, this is going to be our first ever Dendro tournament, so it'll be really interesting to see how the tournament rule changes. For example, Kaching used to be a special exception when it comes to the drafting, but that rule has now been removed because Kaching is now too strong with the release of Dendro. So the special treatment that Kaching used to get, which is she can bring a 5-star weapon, has now been removed. With that being said, this Abyss definitely have a really good emphasis on grouping. We're probably going to see characters like Kazuya, Sucrose, Fancy immediately being banned out by the players, but we're going to be coming into the pick or bans right away. So let's see how Dendro has changes up the ban with the new patch. So first ban actually go to Kujo Sara, which is going to be our Electro offer. Which is interesting. Fancy being the first ban by Team Aether. Not surprised, as I was mentioning, groupers is really important in this Abyss. Yelan being banned the second by Team Lumi. Typical 5-star Hydro ban. Pretty normal here. Bennett being banned by Team Aether. Pretty standard ban, as Bennett is just one of the strongest characters in the game. Kazuya being banned out by Team Lumi. This is going to be the second grouper ban. And I expect Team Aether to either ban Sucrose here. Yep, immediately coming into the Sucrose ban. So as I was mentioning, all these groupers immediately being picked up, banned out by these team. Fenty, Kazuya, Sucrose, too strong when it comes down to grouping environment, and you really must bring grouper. Ganyu actually being the first picked up by Team Lumi. I guess Ganyu do have a really good AoE advantage when it comes down to your elemental burst and charge attack, so not too surprising there. Ayaka is going to be immediately picked up by Team Aether, though both of these teams are trying to draft a cryo team. Shanta being picked up by second pick by Team Aether, probably going to be fighting for Kokomi and Mona. If I were Team Lumi, I would rather go for Mona here to pair up the Ganyu, but that does leave the Kokomi up for Team Aether. Zhang Li being picked up by Team Lumi. Okay. Potentially a Mel Ganyu team to draft here for Team Lumi. Okay, Xiangling coming in. So this could be a Mel Ganyu of the Zhongli, Xiangling, and Ganyu. Raiden Shogun being picked up by Team Aether, not in a rush to pick up the Hydro option since Team Lumi has showed that they are playing Mel Ganyu rather than Freeze Ganyu. Okay, Team Aether still end up picking the Mona. Go for the Mona rather than Kokomi. Probably make more sense in a tournament environment. And finally, Klee being picked up by Team Lumi. So this is going to be their Mel Ganyu team, with Klee being the battery or the pyro support for Xiangling to play Mel Ganyu. Yamiko being banned by Team Lumi. Okay, Electro's quite strong with the release of Dendro. Finally, Hu Tao being banned out by Team Aether to fight against the Pyro Bishop or Geo Bishop for single target damage. Keep in mind that because this is the 3.1 Tagnari patch, I think Tagnari is a must-use character for both of these teams. So both of these teams minimally has to bring Tagnari at least once. Which is not a part of the pick or ban phase. Team Lumi actually going to go for Ito and Goro for a mono Geo team. Okay. Aether being picked up, Xingqiu's being picked up by Team Aether here. They're still looking for a single target option for the Geo Bishop. Could be Raiden Xingqiu's here. Jean being picked up as a Anemo option, probably gonna go with the Xingqiu's and Raiden for the single target side. Not too surprising. Anemo VV are pretty standard pickup. Hizo being picked up. Ooh. I mean, they still need the Anemo option for both sides of the Abyss, for the free team and for the second half as well. So not too surprising. Lisa being picked up as a Electro option for Team Lumi as always. Lisa is a really strong character, being able to bring defense threat as well as CDDS. And finally, Albedo to complete the Mono Geo draft. Okay. Finally, last pick here for Team Aether. Gonna pick up the Fishos. So they're gonna be playing most likely Raiden Fishos, Jean Xingqiu's as their single target team, or Hazel and then the Jean with the freeze team here. And then Lumi's gonna be playing Mono Geo versus Mel Ganyu as well. Most likely Mel Ganyu on the single target side and then Mono Geo for the AoE side, which is kind of interesting. So let's get started into the actual Abyss then. No Dendro pick for the first Dendro tournament. They could be both saving it for chamber free. So look like both teams didn't prioritize picking up Dendros, but Team Lumi is actually going to start with the Mono Geo. As we expected, with the TTDS Lisa over there, just stacking a bunch of ER. Mobile gaming. Ooh, okay. Okay. So gonna group these enemy up by walking backward, dropping all the buff. Actually gonna switch from Lisa to Goro rather than Ito. Ito do benefit from attack. Keep in mind, Ito do scale off with attack instead of just raw defense. So Ito does benefit from attack. Anyway, being able to take away this first wave very quickly. Okay, and then coming into the second wave. Should be able to take it away very soon before the elemental burst run out. Just spending 33 seconds for the first chamber. Not too bad as a starting point, but let's see how does Team Aether do with our Cryo team doing Ayaka, Izo as our Anemo CC'er or Anemo 3B Shredder as our CDDS, Chunha and then Mona as our Hydro option with another TDDS. Both Chunha and Ayaka can benefit from TDDS, so bringing two TDDS is not a problem here. However, we're gonna switch from Hazel to Mona. Okay, losing one of the TDDS there. Okay, but able to take away the first wave anyway. Unfortunately, it doesn't have cooldown for the second wave here. They're gonna have to wait a little bit. Doesn't have elemental burst available on Mona. Gonna go straight for the elemental burst on Ayaka and can just use the Mona Elemental skill for freeze. Oh, 31 seconds. Doesn't even need to cast any of their teammate Elemental bursts. Very, very quickly taking away that chamber. Coming into Team Lumi again, we have the Mao Ganyu team with Zhongli, Klee, Jiangling, and then Ganyu. So let's see how this team does. C2 Klee does provide you with a good amount of supporting capability there, and then of course we have the Xiangling with Faf as our pyro enablers, and then Zhongli for consistencies. Coming in, gonna actually start with a Zhongli elemental burst for grouping purposes, grouping the pillars with tenacity, or putting the pillar down next to the moth for tenacity reasons. Okay, starting in the setup with pyro applied enemy, gonna start melting on the Ganyu. So let's see how this performance does. They are fighting against a AoE chambers. Ganyu do have a okay amount of AoE. Unfortunately, they are lacking a grouper here, so not the most effective AoE available. Able to take away the first wave really quickly no matter what. I'm coming in here doing a setup with Klee, Bongbong, Jadan. Actually not even gonna use Xiangling Elemental Burst, because I guess they just didn't need the Xiangling Elemental Burst to apply Pyro. Just using the Klee to apply Pyro was enough, and therefore opted to not cast Xiangling Elemental Burst to save animation time. But ooh, they put out the Technari. They actually put out the Technari here. So as I mentioned, both teams are able to bring in Technari for free due to Technari being the features characters, and they actually should bring Technari at least once. So they're actually gonna go for a aggravate Raiden Fischl team with Technari as their Dendro option, and here actually using the Jin Elemental skill as their grouper option to group all the enemies together, and actually turned out to be really good grouping. Unfortunately, Raiden Shogun is gonna spread the mob away, so all the grouping effort it did help, but not the prettiest. I'm coming into the second wave here. Jin Elemental Burst coming down to give attack speed. Technari here applying the Dendros, Raiden Elemental skills, and Burst coming in. Should be able to take it away very quickly. Oh, 35 seconds. With a 8 seconds lead in total and 4 seconds ahead of Mao Ganyu. Not bad. Coming into the second chamber, we do have once again the Mono Geo team. This is gonna be the AoE side with the Mirror Maiden here. Able to have decent grouping on the enemy. The Mirror Maiden does teleport it over to her. Really good AoE damage. Able to take away all the enemy. Actually, might even be taking away the entire chamber with just that wave. 21 seconds. That is a really good grouping. Wow. Okay, but what about Team Aether? Gonna actually start with similar grouping technique as the other team. Okay, but the Sissin Mage is not actually gonna come over, but they're gonna go for it anyway. It's gonna start setting up their Elemental Burst, starting with Shenhe into Hazel, Mona, finally into Ayaka. Can they take away it with one Ayaka Elemental Burst? Gonna double cast this Shenhe Elemental skill. Ooh, 22 seconds! Actually, 1 second's difference. Wow. Yeah, RNG Sissin Mage unfortunately didn't teleport over the fastest, so okay, coming into the Geo Bishop, and expected this will be the Mao Ganyu. Actually gonna cast Elemental Burst on Mao Ganyu. I guess with Klee and Xiangling, they're actually able to maintain Power Aura onto the enemy. I'm gonna start doing a bunch of damage on the Ganyu Mao charge. Okay, not bad damage output. Taking away half the HP on the Geo Bishop already. Able to actually get a parry off here because they do have the Zhongli Shoot available. Setting it up for the second wave, gonna do Klee, Bongbong, Zanen to apply Pyro as well as Goba. And then 2 more charge attack, able to take away the Geo Bishop using 33 seconds here. Okay, so how does it go for the aggravate Raiden Fischl team instead? Come in and set up the Jin BB Shred as well as Elemental Burst for attack speed. Technari to apply Dendros, set up the Fischls, and then finally Raiden Shogun Elemental Burst coming in. Ooh, no damage on the Raiden Elemental Burst. Unfortunate. Probably because the Geo Bishop wasn't a Wookiee yet, so therefore have the resistance. Okay. Let's see how they go in the end. Coming in the setup, using Technari to reapply Dendros. Go for the Raiden Shogun Elemental Burst again immediately. Not even gonna use C2 Jin. Interestingly, this Raiden Shogun should be a C2 Raiden. So the C2 Raiden, unfortunately, is underperforming a little bit. This is going to cost them a lot of time, probably. They were to take away the Geo Bishop in the third elemental, we're spending about 54 seconds, which is 20 seconds compare difference. So now Team Lumi actually have a pretty big lead now. Unfortunately, that Raiden Shogun just didn't really perform that well. Okay, anyway, coming into a quick ad break. We're gonna have some artifact rolling section with a Hydro Goblet with a bunch of defense throw. Kick W. Oh my god, I went to flat defense. Alright, that's garbage. Okay, coming into the second row, we are going to have a crit rate, crit damage, glided, Dendro artifact circlet. I forgot what it's called. Oh my god, HP. But they do get 19.4 crit damage, so not too bad. If they go crit damage, 25.6 crit damage on a deep wood circlet, not too bad. Coming into a different artifact, this is going to be a HP Sense actually, and it's going to hit 7% crit rate, 12% crit damage, and 43 flat attack. Just kidding, make that a 10.9 crit rate. Not bad, I guess. Who is this artifact for? Lilu? Okay. Coming into a quick art break, we have art for Technani as well as Kaching. Nevertheless, coming back into the second half of the tournament, we do have the second pick or ban phase available. Xiao is gonna be first banned by Team Aver in case people are not used to it. The Xiao ban here is simply for his VV shred capability. Lumi being banned out, or Lula being banned out by Team Lumi instead here. Kaching first pick by Team Aver. So this could probably be a Kaching Technari pairing for their Technari usage, but also to draft a aggravate team. Since Kaching is a really strong character with the release of Dendros, so fighting for Kaching here first pick does kind of make sense. Yomiya being first picked up by Team Lumi. In case people are not familiar with the rules, they have to pick characters they haven't seen before in the first half of this draft phase. Kokomi being second picked up by Team Lumi. Okay, going back into Team Aver, Sayu is gonna get picked up as a Anemo option, and then Yunjin for Team Aver. Potentially to deny it away from Yomiya for Team Lumi, or to potentially pick up a individual characters like Ayato to go with the Yunjin. We don't really know yet. Let's see what Lumi team is gonna draft here. Gonna pick up the Travelers. Okay. Not sure what the element is yet. Probably Anemo by default, since Anemo do come with VV Shred as well as grouping. Oh, Team Lumi is gonna pick up the Ayato. So now this is gonna deny the Yunjin Ayato combo for Team Aver. So now Team Aver is gonna pick up Traveler as well. Okay. Coming into the second final pick-up ban phase, both teams do have one more ban available. Raiden Shogun being banned by Team Lumi. Ayaka finally being banned by Team Aver. So in the second pick phase, they're gonna be picking from the original characters that they have already played. So this play really well into the pick-up ban strategy, as they have to consider picking characters that they might play again in the first half of the video. Ganyu being first picked by Team Luffy, potentially to go with Kokomi as a freeze team here. Ayato can potentially be used to pair with Yomiya as a Hydro enabler. Strongly being picked up by Team Aver. Okay, potentially a Noel pickup here to go with Yunjin for another Geo team. Goro here being picked up. Okay, look like they might be going for Ito again here. Oh, Ito being immediately denied by Team Lumi for Team Aver. Oh god, Xingqiu's final being picked up by Team Lumi. Noel being picked up by Team Aver, as I mentioned. Yep, correct. So this is gonna be the Noel, Yunjin, Goro, and then Officials as a final pick for Team Aver for their Kaching aggravate team, potentially with Sayu, and then either Dendro Travelers or Technari. Probably Technari, as they need to use Technari. Shanha being the final picked up for Team Lumi to complete the Breeze team here. So potentially, Ganyu, Kokomi, Shanha, and then a Anemo Travelers, probably Xingqiu's, Yoimiya, Ayato for the other half. 59% for Team Aether. I mean, I think both of the draft are pretty similar. Let's see how they perform. I think it comes down to the player, actually. I think it actually comes down to the player. So we do have the duo setup with Noel, Goro, Zhongli, and Yujin first coming in for Team Aether. So let's see how this perform. Gonna run 5-5-5 on Goro, Zhongli, and Yujin actually. I guess as these characters scale off defense rather than attack, it doesn't matter what weapon you bring, and therefore they are 5-5-5. Okay, coming into this chamber, gonna attempt to group up the enemy by running behind the Geo Bishop. Keep in mind that this chamber have a really big emphasis on AoE, especially on the second wave. I'm gonna actually switch to Zhongli to cast the Elemental Burst for some CC groupability. Goro refreshing the buff here again. Coming into Noel here. Kind of weird. Not really using the Noel charge attack to do spin attack here, which is the more common strategy. Unfortunately, the grouping kind of got messed up, and they're not really doing AoE damage anymore. Really unfortunate. Able to take 2 enemy away, potentially the third one right here. Whip! He's whipping! He's whipping! Oh my god. Okay, coming into the second wave. Gonna recast all the elemental skill and burst refresh buff. Eugene Elemental Burst coming out. Zhongli Elemental Burst coming out again. Okay. And then casting into the Noel. So one of the biggest advantage of Noel over a character like Ito is that you can freely switch out during Noel Elemental Burst, and it doesn't make your elemental go away. Nevertheless, being able to take away the second wave and spending 67 seconds. Definitely a little slow, but let's see how does Team Lumi answer here with a, again, typical Breeze team that we expected with Ganyu on the Crescent Pike, Travelers on the Freedom Sworn, Kokomi with the TTDS again, and then finally Shanghai on the Phonius Spear. Oh, a very quick scope headshot to proc the Crescent Pike passive, snapshotting that Crescent Pike attack onto Ganyu Elemental Burst. Really nice play. Using Travelers. Oh, really good grouping. Able to... All the enemy are grouped up tight into a spot, and now Ganyu can freely do charge attack to do AoE. Kokomi Elemental Burst to refresh the Jellyfish here. I'm gonna recast the Ganyu Elemental Burst again. Tenten coming in to get more buff. I'm hopefully able to take away right here with maybe 2 more charge attack. 1, 2, okay. Coming into the second wave, so let's see how it does. Spending about 30 seconds on the first wave. Should be able to get a decent amount of lead in this half, as enemy are grouped up. Enemy Travelers as a better grouping option with the Tornado. Kokomi coming in for the Hydro application for Freeze. Finally, 2 Ganyu charge attack to take away 54 seconds. Team Lumi is at a good lead right now, but let's see if they can keep it, as Team Aether is going to bring out their final weapon, the Aggravate team with the Dendro Travelers, Sayu, Pitching, and then Fishos. So let's see how this team does. We do have Pitching being a really good character now. Pitching is actually running the Iron String. Especially important is that against the Dendro Chicken, Electro characters is really favored, as the Dendro Chicken automatically come with Dendros on itself. Okay, so coming into setting up in the chamber, Kaching coming Elemental Burst again. I think this Kaching is actually running... Oh, no Dendro on the enemy! Oh, no Dendro on the enemy! No longer doing any aggravate, unfortunately. Oh, they actually lost a lot of damage there. Okay, but potentially can take it away with 39 seconds right there at the end right there. Okay, no, not too bad, but let's see how this Team Lumi responds with the Yoimiya, Hydro with Xingqiu's, and then Ayato, and then finally the Technari here I'm pretty sure they just ran the Tegnari here because they're required to run Tegnari at least once. Tegnari do have the instructor here to give some elemental mastery, but I'm pretty sure this Tegnari here is just for sightseeing. I'm gonna cast Xingshu's elemental burst and Yoimiya into normal attacking. Not actually gonna cast the Ayato elemental burst, which is interesting. Okay, finally casting the Ayato elemental burst. Actually gonna use Ayato elemental skill a little bit for the downtime for Yoimiya. Sightseeing Tegnari here, casting a little bit of bloom. Actually able to get some Virgin there on the field. So maybe the Tegnari here was actually a smart play. We don't know. I'm coming into the second cycle for Yoimiya. Unfortunately, Yoimiya doesn't have a shielder in this team, so she is quite squishy. Unfortunately, have to switch off there to protect her a little bit. I'm coming into a final rotation. Might be able to take away in this final rotation. Gonna see. No more Hydro on the enemy. Actually getting a lot of Virgins then. 53 seconds, able to maintain the lead after all, and Team Lumi does win out. It looked like both teams didn't really prefer to go for Dendro options. So it looked like Dendro didn't really change the tournament that much. Unfortunately, especially the usage of Dendros. With Raiden, Dendro was not the greatest, was pretty slow. Team Lumi opted to just bring Tegnari to a sightseeing. They're required to bring Tegnari as he's a featured character, but they just bought him for sightseeing purposes. And then otherwise, we do have the Kaching Aggravate team doing okay, not any exceptional performance there. Both teams did kind of try Geo, but Geo did have its problem as well, didn't have the greatest performance. So overall, this tournament was pretty interesting. We kind of see how Dendro might have changed the tournament meta, and the answer is it didn't really, except for making Electro team a little bit more pickable. But that's pretty much it. So let's see how the meta change again whenever the Dendro Archon come out, which might be the next tournament time. But with that being said, that's gonna be it for this tournament. Again, thank you so much for the original creator for making these videos. They put in a lot of effort. Please check out the original video. The link will be in the description and Bilibili website. The original creator put in a lot of effort for these videos, and please show support for the original creator. With that being said, let me know what you think about this tournament today. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.